a 100% demo class? That's the right question. No, it's not. We will actually start today. Okay, thank you. Okay, so before starting, we should know about me first. So I'm Rishi. My name is Rishi. I have now around 15 years of Java experience. Currently, I'm a technical architect for a retail giant in United States, Atlanta. Okay, 5 plus now around 6. So these slides are like 9 months old or 10 months old. So 5 plus years of teaching experience I have. 5 plus years as a technical panel. Okay. I take a lot of interviews for contractor company as well as freelancing and my own company also. I'm based in Atlanta. I love reading and traveling a lot. I travel a lot. Okay, I do that, and I need similar kind of not slide, but at least 5 lines or 4 lines from you, expressing almost same thing. Like your name, what exactly you did in your previous life, like before Java. If you're already in Java, what kind of Java you are, how much experience you have. Might not be technical, might not be IT, might be something else. Completely okay. Okay. 5 plus is so you need to know you need to give me some idea about your exposure to Java. Like what are you planning to do in Java? Okay. What you want to do in Java. Okay. And where are you based and all kind of stuff. Okay. So just few lines. Not now. Okay. It's not mandatory to do it now. Just drop me an email. I'll give you my email address later. Okay. So that I can remember who am I contacting. Even if you later don't join the course, this will be like letting me know, okay, these are the things, these are the cool things about you. You can always email me. Okay, so why we are even learning Java? Why we are here? We are here to learn, we are here to understand, we are here to get aware about lot of Java things, Java cool things. Okay, so Java is a programming language. It's a computing platform first released by Sun Microsystems. Okay, and now it's owned by who? Who owns Java now? Anyone? It's not Sun Microsystem for sure. Anyone who owns Java now? Java licenses are provided by who? Yeah, that's right. Deep, right, Ravi? Absolutely right. Everyone is absolutely right. Oracle Corporation, absolutely LM. Oracle Corporation actually owns Java right now. Okay. So all your previous certifications, if you did, Sun Microsystems, Sun SCJP, SCWCD are now changed to OCP and OCA and all kind of stuff. Okay. There are a lot of applications and websites that won't even work unless you have Java installed, okay, and more created every day. Okay, I experienced this particular. I always had this sentence in my slide, but I never experienced that. And few days before, when I brought this laptop, like 3 months before, I experienced that. Like, as soon as I start my laptop for normal browsing, also, first thing it did is it went and installed Java on computer. Okay, why? Because it's basically required. It's kind of a necessity to run Java applications, and more getting created every day, right? And you are going to create few of them, right? As a Java programmer. So first thing you should understand before learning Java is simple, okay? And write this sentence and lift it up and just put it in a wall, okay? And read it every day like Java is simple. Unless you do that, see, Java is vast. I'm going to introduce a lot of things, but it's not hard. It's super simple. Without that, if there is a huge learning curve in Java, then there will not be, see, whichever is hardest thing, okay, you don't find a lot of people learning it, right? Java is simple. It's fully object oriented and very robust. Okay, it's fast, it's secure, it's reliable. These are the features which made industry to trust on Java. It's that simple, right? Java is free to download. Okay, and this has changed the era since 1995. When Java got introduced, a lot of programming languages were already leading the market. But the key feature is you don't have to pay for the license. License for a compiler, license for interpreter, license for installing Java programming. There is no license cost. So there was very easy. That was super easy for any industry to adopt Java. Okay, and later they found out, okay, I adopted something free, but it's fast also, it's secure also, it's reliable also, so it has all the good features, cool features of my existing programming language. Okay, might be better than that, and that's actually started a revolution in Java. Okay, nowadays think about how much market open source has been captured, right? Open source is everywhere. Java is also everywhere. Java is everywhere. Java has a very vibrant open source community. What does that sentence really mean? That sentence means that whenever you have a requirement in Java, you have a trouble in Java, you have a difficulty in Java, what you do is go ahead and Google date comparison in Java, okay? Calculating leap year in Java, and you Google that and try Googling that, you will find millions of answers, millions. Probably on the page one, even first three records, you will definitely find your answer. What does that mean? You have a vibrant open source community who is working, who is solving your issues, who are posting new things and cool things about Java. So this community is very vibrant. See, if I introduce a new programming language, let's say, okay, called as cappuccino. Okay, Java is a coffee, by the way. So I introduce a new programming language called cappuccino. Okay, who will use it? And if you find okay, you started using that and all of a sudden you find any difficulty, like I'm not able to loop a variable properly. Now if you Google that, nobody uses that, so how you can you cannot solve that problem. You have to contact me, right? And I will ask for money because I am not open source in that. Here Java is open source, Java is free, vibrant open source communities. You don't have to go to Oracle Corporation for small issues, right? So everything is right there on internet. And that's why I don't call it as a programming language nowadays. It's a language, it's a mother tongue of IT industry today. You go anywhere, you go programming, you go testing, it's Selenium, its deployment is Jenkins, okay, SonarLint, Google Code Pro, JUnits, okay, performance testing with JMeter, okay, JConsole, profiling, every aspect of from the requirement analysis to the deployment, it's Java, including your Tomcat. Think about that. How cool is that? So that's why it's not only a programming language, it's a mother tongue of IT industry. If you want to enter into IT industry, Java nowadays is not considered as a skill, it's considered as a mandatory skill in your resume. Okay? Java technology is both programming language as well as a platform. Any questions on the first slide itself? I talked about it a lot, but probably there are some key aspects you might be missing or you might have questions. Go ahead. There is a chat box. Might be there. No question is dumb question. Okay, don't ever think about that. Okay, what is legally? Sorry, Pega. Oh, Pega. Pega is a rule engine. Pegasus. Okay, Pega is created very beautiful software. Pegasus. Pega is a rule engine. So suppose I have, let's say, okay, I'm issuing a policy. Okay, so policy has multiple rules, like age should be this, and my premium should be if I'm in Florida, my premium should be this, but if I'm exposed to any political influence, this my premium should be increased by some percent. These are rules, right? So in Pega systems, okay, in Pega systems you can actually define those rules, and whenever the policy is issued, that particular rule set will execute it. Okay, so that's a completely different software. It's awesome. It's a beautiful software. Okay, Pega, but it's not related to Java. Okay, it's not at all related to Java. Of course, Java can call Pega's web services. Okay, so Pega and Java are interacting. Even I worked one of the project in AIG New Jersey. Okay, I got introduced to Pega. I love that. Okay, Alam, what do you mean Java is a platform in addition to programming language? And first sentence is like, okay, what happened is it's not at all a programming language nowadays. It's a platform. What does platform mean? Platform is supposed to be something where I can run more things, right? So whenever I'm saying I have a JConsole, I have JConsole, I have SonarLint, I have Jenkins. These are also based on Java, right? But they are nowadays, it's not a program like right click execute. No, right? They are used for other programs to get executed or some other operations. Okay, so for execution of other things on that software. Okay, so Tomcat, even Solaris operating system. Okay, all those things are related to Java. That's why we call it as a platform nowadays. So Java is a platform. It's not only a programming language. So Pega is a business rules. Yes, if you actually search Pegasus Pega, it's a business rules. It is. I don't know whether it's in Java. It's written in Java or not. I have no idea. But the software is awesome. Okay. People do career. People live in Pega. Okay. And I completely know that Pega exposes the web services. All the rules are exposed to the web services. So Java system can call them. But I don't know whether Pega is actually written in Java. Okay, because I'm not expert in that field. Okay. Generally used for business rules. Business analyst people definitely use that. Okay. More questions? Awesome, awesome question, guys. Awesome question. This is really cool. No question is dumb question. Okay, never be worried about asking anything. Okay, proceeding further. What is how do we execute a Java program? And here we will actually get introduced to a very cool thing. So first you write a Java program. Okay. Then there is a Java compiler. Okay, there is one word. TSYS is same as Pega. I have no idea. I think TSYS is a statistical tool, right? So I don't think it's just Pega. It's analysis tool. Okay. This is different. Pega is different. Cool. So you write a Java program. Okay. Let me grab a pen. So you write a Java program. This is where you are. Then there will be a compiler. What is compiler? Compiler comes. So see, understand. Whenever you write a Java program, that is in a in a Java language, and Java language is written in specifically you understand that way, right? You understand that language. It's simple English, right? So if it is simple English, it cannot be understood by your program, by your machine. Machine understands zeros and one, right? So you need a compiler. So that compiler will actually create a dot class file. Okay, that dot class file has some code. Okay, again, it's not a machine level code. It has some code which is taken by Java virtual machine, and Java virtual machine understand this dot class file and execute or converts into zeros and one. Execute on your operating system. How many steps involved? First thing, you write a Java program. Compiler converts that into dot class file. JVM converts that into machine level code and execute on your machine. Okay, I'll tell operating system. Execute on your operating system. Good with it? So these are the steps involved in any of the Java program to run. Good with it? Java program, compiler, dot class, JVM, machine level, operating system executes them. Okay. Now there are three most important concepts. Most important concepts. One is JRE, JVM. Second, JDK. Third. We are trying to understand what are these terms. So JRE is Java runtime environment, JVM is Java virtual machine, and JDK is the Java development kit. Okay, which is an architecture. What does that really mean? Okay, you have a very elongated definition in all Wikipedia in Oracle website, but what does it really mean? So let's take an analogy of your own car. Now Java runtime environment. Let me replace Java by car. Car runtime environment. Runtime environment. Environment provided for running or used at the runtime. What are the environment things? What are the basic things you need in a car to run that car? What are the basic things? You need a steering wheel, you need engine, okay? You need a brake pedal, gas pedal, gearbox, right? And power steering hose, struts, everything, right? So everything you need to execute, to run that car, very basic thing, right? As soon as you provide the key or press the button, your engine starts and you start running. Whenever I say you start running, that means what are the applications you are touching right now? What are the applications which are actually getting executed or run? Okay, are runtime environment. Now let me come back to Java. Whenever you have an executable Java program, okay, whenever you have an executable Java program, whatever needed in the system to get execute, to actually run that Java program is Java runtime environment. Okay, so Java has its own steering, Java has its own engine, Java has its own brake pedal, Java has its own gas pedal, Java has its own gearbox. Okay, so all the necessary things to run a Java program is called Java runtime environment. Of course, those are not gas pedals, those are different things, those are libraries, right? So those library files, those jar files, we're gonna learn that later, but understand the concept here. Okay, if you understand the concept, then later on just mapping it to some other jar file doesn't make a huge thing. And understand whatever I need to execute a Java program, execute, okay, is Java runtime environment. Understand that concept? Now what is JVM? Java virtual machine. Again, come back to your car. I will say car virtual machine. Okay, whatever is required to run your car. Now understand that you actually run a car, but you are in middle of the jungle in Amazon. Are you able to actually drive your car? No. What are the things you need? You need roads, you need signals, right? You need basic rules, otherwise what will happen? Lot of clashes, right? So some rules, some specific city, what I can say, infrastructure is provided so that Java program, so that your car can run, can work, function smoothly. So the additional environment which actually converts your driving into reaching from one destination to another. So similarly, whenever you are working in Java environment, additional things which are actually required by your Java program, okay, to get executed on operating system. So whatever here there is a legal infrastructure is operating system. So on operating system, if you are running a Java, you need some specific stuff. Okay, a specific infrastructure where you run that is JVM. Okay, now what is JDK then? You got a car, you got the roads, everything is smooth. Why you need JDK? JDK is for fixing your car, is for manufacturing your car. Okay, so Java development kit is for developers. Okay, so think about if your car needs oil change, so you need those lifters. Do we have that at home? Do we keep that at home? Lifters, hydraulic lifters? No. Why? It's not needed. Because we are not developers of Java. We are not developers of that car. We are not mechanic of that car. But if you go to boys, if you go to Tire Plus, okay, they have those lifters. They have that additional kit to fix your car to manufacture. Probably they don't manufacture cars actually, but they can fix. Okay, they can fix every component of it, right? So they have additional tools, additional kit so that they can fix a car. Similarly, Java developers, you and me, have additional kit provided by Java so that we can fix a Java program having bugs and create the Java program from scratch. Okay, so that's why they gave us a special privilege called as JDK, Java Development Kit. And what it actually has, it has Java API, Application Programming Interface. The entire language, Java language, has been provided to us so that we can actually create something new, something awesome, something delightful, something very useful in Java, right? So understood the concept of JRE, JVM, JDK and Java API? Is it clear? Any questions on that? Yes, go ahead please. Any questions? Yeah, thank you, Harlan. But only thing is, you should understand these concepts very thoroughly. These are the basis, right? Understood? Awesome. Let's proceed further. This is something which we're gonna learn, Java basics, which will create a base of further learning. Okay. Now we will see how our path will be, how we are going to learn Java. So we are going to start with the core Java stuff. Okay. Core Java has two components. One is very basic stuff, okay, which is object-oriented programming, that is a backbone of Java programs. Data types, controls, loops, handling conditions. So these are like, you know this concept. I'm 100% sure that you know data types, controls, loops. Control meaning if else. Okay. Loops. Every programming language has for loop. Okay. Handling conditions. Okay. But how Java does that is something which we're gonna learn. Okay. Classes and objects, overloading and overriding, abstract classes and interfaces. What are the cool things and interfaces in Java 8? Okay, Java 8 really destroyed a lot of things, a lot of myths about interfaces. So what exactly that? Then polymorphism, okay, and download and install Eclipse. So today I'm going to tell you how to install Eclipse also. Okay, but these are the cool things we are going to do in first initial days. Okay, and believe me, this is the hardest thing in Java you're gonna learn. Hardest. Okay, that's it. So Java is simplest. Java is very simple. In that simplicity, this is the hardest stuff. After that, everything is so mechanical that you will find like, why are you telling me here? This is just in front of me. I can read the slide and understand. Okay? But while example, while execution, there are some difficulties, I'll be able to answer that. Oops. I told you core Java has two components. First component is very basic. Second is little advanced. Okay. In advanced core Java, you are going to learn multi-threading, exception handling, IO streams. IO streams mean understanding files. So you're gonna read a file, you're gonna write a file, okay, and all kind of stuff. There are other awesome things like you can read text file, you can read PDF file, you can read image file, right? So there are different ways to do that. So we'll learn that. Collection framework, how to handle a lot of data, how to sort it properly, right? So the Java actually built an entire framework called as collections. Okay. Hardest part of Java is core Java. Core Java is the hardest part where I need your maximum attention, and you also need your own maximum attention. You also do practice. You also do assignments on core Java. How long the course core Java and advanced Java? Yeah, we'll see that, Ravi. Okay, we'll come to that point. I will actually give you an entire split. Okay. Please note this is not a theory class. Okay, remember that this is not a theory class where you will just sit here, relax, enjoy in front of computer. No, not at all. Every day we take a problem. We actually work on Eclipse more than PPTs. Okay, and uh, whatever I am writing, if you replicate that exactly after class, that is also awesome. But you also have assignments. Okay, so you have to complete that assignments. Every assignment is on weekly basis. So once I give an assignment on Friday, it's due on next Friday. Okay, so every Friday you have assignment, and every Friday we're gonna work on that. Okay, once we have any difficulties in this, any things you wanna add, reduce, whether this is covered, this is not covered, all cool, everything is fine. One more thing which is not listed here and we added recently, like last two classes, it's inner classes or nested classes. So nested classes is also one of the concepts we teach here, okay, which is not actually mentioned. But I will tell that later when we have entire course in a single Excel sheet. Okay, I'll share that with you. Proceeding further, we will actually start web-based Java. Okay, so this is where what I can say cool stuff really starts. Like you click on something and something happens at Java. Okay, that cool stuff starts here. So we start with servlets. To understand servlets in detail, we'll start JSP. Okay, XML. How to parse XML? What is XML in the first place? Okay, why XML? Then parsing them, that is converting into objects, object to XML, XML to object. We're gonna do that. Okay, and then we will start with first MVC framework, which is structs. Okay, You'll understand the concept of MVC, what is MVC and all kind of stuff. We are not learning struts, we are learning struts too. See, whichever is latest, we're gonna learn. Okay? No old technologies here. If they release struts 3, by the time you come to this point, then we will learn struts 3. Okay? So these topics are irrelevant because these slides are made for struts. Okay? But we're gonna understand struts in detail, having one assignment in struts 2. Okay? We will go slow, which will help you to understand the concepts thoroughly. These are the basic concepts of advanced Java, that is web-based Java. Okay? Once struts completes, then we have awesome things about Spring. I love Spring, and I want this thing explicitly mentioned in your resume. Spring will take maximum time of your course. Okay, probably 1.5 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks also. And we cover a lot of Spring. Spring overview, dependency injection, aspect-oriented programming, Spring JDBC, Spring GMS, Spring transactions. Okay, Spring MVC. In Spring MVC, handler mapping, view resolvers, okay, annotations. We learn a lot about Spring. I already mentioned like 7 topics right here. Okay, Hibernate. Okay, of course we have Spring assignment. Okay, and combination of that, we are moving to Hibernate. Hibernate is also very cool. Okay, this is something which is parallel to JDBC. So we'll first actually complete JDBC and then we'll actually start Hibernate. So JDBC and Hibernate both are for interacting with the databases. See, data should come from somewhere. Up to now we learnt about MVC, that is servlet, JSP, struts and all. But we never interacted with the database. So database interaction starts with JDBC and Hibernate. Okay. So database interaction we're gonna learn. Okay, and there are subtopics. Hibernate also takes a little time, like 3 or 4 sessions, but it's really easy and really cool. Questions up to this point? Am I going fast? Advanced Java, struts, Spring, and Hibernate. Of course, assignments every Friday, due on next Friday. Moving further, design patterns. We have almost 23 to 25 design patterns mentioned in design patterns book. From that, I have taken 10. That 10 you should know each and everything about and should be there in your resume also. Don't try to do everything and not answer any question in interview. That's wrong. Focus on this 10. Answer the interview. I have practical scenarios of everything. Provide that practical scenarios in your interview. You will be through. Right? So those 10 will be taken in detail. Understanding web services. This is a booming sector. This is where you're gonna grab your job. Okay. So web services, again we go detail. There are 2 types of web services we cover. There are 2 types of web services for by default. SOAP based web services and RESTful web services. For both we are going to learn creating client, testing them in SOAP UI tool. There is new tool we're going to use for this called a SOAP UI. Okay. Generating stub. Okay. And what are the different, what I can say, modes or different ways to accept parameters in RESTful web service. Okay. So cool stuff about entire web service structure we're gonna learn in web services session. Of course there is assignment. That is default. Covering JNDI, see course is not stopping still. Covering JNDI, that is Java Naming and Directory Interface, okay, which is remote object technology. Then JMS, which is interacting with queues. Okay, just like you interacted with database, you saved something in the database, you can send a data with the help of queue. Okay, this application is sending data to this application. Okay, but they don't want to know each other. They don't want to contact with each other. Okay, then there is a queue. Okay, or the technology is completely different. Okay, so queues are helping them. We're gonna actually install ActiveMQ on your machine. We'll actually send a message and receive a message with the client. Okay, no theory, zero theory, only practical. Is it stopping? No, it's still not stopping. We are covering log4j for logging purpose. This is important. JUnits for writing unit test cases. Why are we covering so much? Because when you show your experience in your resume, one single project has a lot of things in it. Has one framework in it, has logging framework in it, has JUnits in it. You deployed it somewhere. You have used version control system somewhere. Okay, you cannot say that I did not use log4j, I just coded on a single method. No, in that method also you use log4j. How can you say you don't? Okay, so there are a lot of aspects. Even if you're writing a single method for a corporate, that might have used a design pattern, that might have used log4j, that might have used JUnit test cases. You have to check in that code in version control system. So you cannot say that I don't know about it. So we are covering everything so that you can actually answer confidently. This is what is required, right? The entire course is actually designed such a way that you should be actually ready for job and interview. Otherwise, why are we even taking this course, right? Then version control, we are not teaching these version controls. Okay, we are actually taking GitHub. Entire industry is almost moving towards. So yes, CVS was paid, then SVN was created, SVN was free, and now people are moving towards Git. Even if you want to learn SVN, okay, if you try your own, I will help you, but we are covering GitHub. Okay, and again I am repeating, I might be repeating that again. Most important, this is not a theory class. You must understand the concepts. We will do whatever we are actually learning, we are actually doing coding as well in the class and in the assignment. What is SVN? Subversion. So this is like version control, meaning what happens is a single project, let's say, you don't actually write all the things. Okay, you don't write all. You have a team of 8, team of 10, probably few of offshore, few at offshore, few at onshore, right? So version control system, what will happen is it automatically merges your code. First thing, it will help to merge the code from one team member to another team member. That is the first awesome thing. Second thing is it also allows to create branches. Like one code, one version of code is actually deployed to production. You have another version of code which is in QA, quality testing, right? Another version of code which is in performance testing. So you can create branches over. So it's like one person is trying to integrate all the changes of all the people and managing everything from his own machine. But that person is actually a software. And that software is called as version control system. So the CVS, SVN are old technology, are actually technology which are so is it called SVN certificate? No. SVN is subversion. There is no certificate with it. Okay. Subversion is just a version control system, nothing else. Okay. And we are actually not learning SVN, we are learning GitHub. GITHUB, GitHub. Answering another question, got one more question here. How often is the class? Yes, we are coming to that point. Okay, Alan. Initially, when we start core Java, as I told you that is the hardest part to understand. We are actually going 3 classes per week. Okay. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we will have classes. Alternate day. Why? Because I really need you to go through that particular video plus materials. Okay, on the next time, so that you practice, right? You are new to it, probably you struggle. Okay, that struggle is completely okay. Once you are comfortable with core Java, from the topic of multi-threading, we will start daily classes, daily 1 hour. Okay, up to the point where we end. So entire batch takes almost 2 months. Okay, we need 50 to 55 hours of training. So first 2 weeks for core Java goes like 3 times a week. After that, 5 times a week, probably 6. Good with it? Why here? Why now? This is really important. Why here and why now? Here because you have interview tips, suggestions in the class, unlimited mock interviews. You can actually arrange mock interview immediately after your course 80% completes. Okay. Personalized suggestion. Every assignment has a personalized suggestion. Every assignment has personalized what I can say, one-to-one talk. After a mock interview also, we'll actually tell you like what are the lacunas, if there is communication issues, we discuss that. Okay. You can attend the class multiple times. If you enroll now, okay, somehow you skipped struts because you have to be on the assignment. Okay, you are going somewhere, you are on holiday, or for XYZ reasons, you will just skip struts. If you come back, you actually watch videos. Okay. If you don't like that, okay, I don't like videos, join my another batch and grab struts. Meanwhile, you can still proceed with other technologies. Nothing to worry about. Forget about struts. If you skip enter batch after core Java, okay, because you had some issues, okay, suddenly your project is in crisis and you have to work 16 hours, right? So at that point, you actually skipped everything from advanced Java. Nothing to worry about. Join another batch, end to end. There is absolutely no difference with a student of new batch and you. Okay, for me, everybody is student. I'll again consider you at a level 0. Okay, daily and weekly. So I told you about assignments in every slide almost. Okay, you have to work on assignments. Feasible batch timing. We actually take a batch timing of 9:30 EST. Why? Because Pacific people can also join at 6:30. See, everybody has the office or some kind of assignments, some kind of work. Okay. So after the work is complete, if I take a little earlier, then for them there is a lot of problems. So that Pacific people can also join at 6:30. If I proceed after 9:30, then it will be very late for you guys, like if Atlanta guys or Florida guys, right? So 9:30 is kind of a golden time we have. Okay, so we follow 9:30 to 10:30. Sometimes we cross a little because I love to talk. I will do a lot of talking, and I might sometimes skip 9:30 times. So it goes to 9:45 sometimes. Okay. Oops. Oops. Vibrant District forums. If they don't start it, I'm going to start my own forums where students can actually ask questions and I will be able to answer those questions. Or if you know the answers, you will be able to answer those questions. Right? After the course is complete, I will consider you as an expert. So go ahead and add the answers. No problem with that. So we'll actually start. See, up to today, only my student count is 980. Think about that. 980 students I have taught. So if I start a forum now, probably 1,000 students already get enrolled immediately, and they will be answering. So all of them are actually working in some of the companies, AT&T, Best Buy, Minneapolis, New Jersey, and everywhere. They will be answering your questions. If they are not answering questions, I will be answering your questions. But there will be forum, there will be communication. They can refer you, right? A lot of things goes on in our student chapter, right? And there are many reasons which I can't even tell in a single slide. There are a lot of reasons, and you'll be able to easily find out once you join the course. So this is not something impractical that you are going to learn something in a college, okay? Or yes, I know Java, but I don't know how to do practical programming. No, this is not something like that. We do practical programming. We are only here to be there with the industry, right? If you are not, then there is no point of those 980 students getting placed. Okay, all of them will be fake, but it's not. Okay. The question is open. The forum is open for questions. Further questions if you have. Any questions? Anything which I did not discuss, did not add, anything which I've skipped, missed? Important, yes. Let me paste my email ID right here. My email ID is rishi.h2kinfosys. Very simple. rishi h2kinfosys at gmail.com. So you can email me the first thing, which 5 lines about you, your name, what is your experience, and all cool stuff about you. How long it lasts for each day? It goes around 1 hour, 1.5, sometimes 45 minutes, sometimes 1 hour 15 minutes. Totally based on topic. Okay, if the topic is JSP, I don't want to break it in between. So sometimes I even take it for 2 hours. Okay, but not at 9:30. Okay, at that probably we'll take it on Saturday. Okay, but that are very rare classes which are on weekends, and I will tell you in well advance that there is a class on weekends so that you can plan accordingly. Long weekends, we don't take long weekend classes. I don't want to exploit you. I want to teach you. You got the point, right? So you should also focus on that Java stuff more than like vacation. Vacation in your mind. You're learning Java. It's very boring. So I don't do that. This is 2 months course. Yes. In EST, what time? 9:30. What is front, back, and full stack developer? Please explain. Oh, that is really a good question. Let me take few minutes to actually answer that question. What is first thing is what is front end and what is back end? So front end and back end as such a exploited words in Java community or any of the IT industry is even they don't know what is front end and back end. But let me define that. Front end is where your customer face. Okay, so customer is okay, whoever is customer meaning user of that system. So your actor, okay, your user for which the system is designed, whenever she interacts with the system, he interacts with UI. Okay, that is front end. We call it as front end. So UI means user interface. So for Java developer, for you as a Java developer, front end is always UI. Good with it? And back end is Java. Okay, so back end is something which is Java, which is actually doing all the business logic, all the cool stuff, all the mechanical stuff, generate a PDF, save the data, okay, create an ID, create a password, and all kind of business logic will be in the backend. Now, why I told that the definition is super simple. Why I told that this is exploited term? Because now think about a developer who is a DB admin. Okay, he's SQL administrator or DB administrator. For him, entire Java includes UI and everything is front end. For him, who is facing user? This Java application, this Tomcat application is facing user. So now he used that entire term of front end as Java, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, all that technology. And back end, what he thinks is whatever cool stuff is, that is data. And data is taken care by me, meaning DB. So DB is a backend. For a mainframe guy, same thing. I am doing the cool stuff. Front end is a customer face. That is again enter Java. So people call Java as a front end and people call Java as a back end. This is a huge complex technology. Okay. Then what is this? Okay, have you understood this concept? Front end and back end. So customer face is front end. Definition of customer face it changes every time. Okay. For you, customer face is UI. So UI is a front end and backend is Java, that is you. You're going to code those web services, those framework based things. Okay, that is backend. Cool stuff. Next, full stack developer. Now, what is this awesome thing which has came recently? What happened in industry and what is the new era nowadays is to know a lot of things. Why? Because of Agile. Agile team, Agile development. So there is a software development lifecycle methods, waterfall model, spiral model. In recent year, all of them collapsed because of competition. And competition gave a birth to a new kind of software development lifecycle called as Agile, where requirements are immediately converted into software. Business people directly talk to development team and development team directly develops and immediately deploy. Now, if I have, like, let's say I am a requirement, I'm a business person and I have to tell my requirement to a person who is a developer, okay? And I want that developer to immediately give me result probably in a day or two. Does that developer has a time to go to UI person and create a UI, to go to DB person and create a database, to go to a Java person to develop a web service, to go to a deployment person, to go to a QA person? No, he has to deliver everything in 2 days, so he should know everything. He should know what is requirement analysis, he should know Java, he should know UI, he should know DB, he should know deployment, he should know Jenkins and Tomcat and Unix and XYZ. Whatever required for that project he knows, and that's why he will be able to complete that stuff in 2 days, and that's why business is able to make the competition, right? So where we actually term that thing. So does he need an explicit knowledge of all the UI in the world? No. But does he know basic HTML and basic UI stuff, cool stuff? Yes. Does he know basic cool stuff about DB? Yes. So he knows specific knowledge. I'm not saying explicitly DB administration certification, but he know normalization and done. Okay. So now developer knows about little things in every technology. Is called as full stack developer. Okay. So the entire stack of technologies required for gathering software requirement to deploying a production code is called full stack. Okay, and a developer is supposed to know all the technology at least up to the mark where he can deliver the product in time is called full stack developer. Do I answer you correctly? Is it everything all right? Future of Java developers in next 10 years, also future in USA. Okay, it doesn't matter where are you. Java is Java. Remember now what happened is whatever I explained just now, every phase of software development lifecycle, including your requirement gathering to your deployment, we have Java. Okay, so day by day, Java is not considered as a programming language. I told you that it's kind of a mother tongue. Like you know Java, it's okay. You know Java. What's the point of writing Microsoft Word in your resume? Because everybody is supposed to know Microsoft Word. Similarly, after a few days, everybody is supposed to know Java because if he is QA guy, he has to know Selenium, right? If he's a deployment guy, he has to know Jenkins. If he's a review guy, he has to know SonarLint. If he's a performance tester, he has to know HP load run, not HP, Mercury load runner, whatever, right? Load runner intern uses Java, right? So Java, again, we cannot say that for sure that okay, this is what the future of Java is and Java will be taking care of all the things in the world. No, nobody can predict that. But recent technological advancement clearly indicates like Hadoop as a map reduce architecture. You have BI analytics platform also developed in Java, like Charles in BI tool. A lot of things. So in every aspect of software development, we can see Java. Okay. But yes, software again it's very volatile. Nobody can predict the future. It's like a share market, right? Rate a Java developer, a Java architect. Okay, let me start with myself. Java architect at least get a rate of 150 to 175. Java developer can vary depending on his experience. Okay, so if you have 5 to 7 experience in resume, definitely 85 to 100 is a good rate. Okay, but you should actually provide a niche skill with it. Okay, like open source, like ActiveMQ, like Camel. Okay, if you are just a Java developer with web services or kind of experience, 60-75 is very good rate. Okay, practically I am giving that in our company. There's a backend database. Backend is a database of Java business. No, no. Does backend is database or Java business? Both. I told you that it's a very exploited concept. It's very exploited concept. For a DB administrator, backend is database. For a Java developer, backend is Java. For a DB guy, front end is Java and UI. For Java guy, front end is UI. Okay. So whenever you use the term as a Java developer, if you are facing an interview, you will use I use HTML and CSS at front end. Okay, and Pega at the back end. Yeah, that's cool answer. Pega is a business rule engine, right? Just like we discussed about it, that's why I use that term. But you can say Java. Okay, I use web services at backend. Yeah, cool. Got that answer? Did I answer everything, or because a lot of people are asking questions, so I might have missed something. So please repeat your question if I missed it. Deep, I'm really thankful for the question of full stack developer. It's really good that you should know about this right now. Hardik, more questions? Praveen, any questions? Ashok, Ravi, Venu, questions? Alam? Okay, awesome. So it's a very good time to stop. We already have 10:30 on the clock. Okay, sure, Deep, anytime, anytime. It's really cool that you guys have such a questions and such clarity. When I started my career in Java, I was in Java in the day one. How much do we charge for this? This is the question I cannot answer because I don't know practically. I'm a freelancer with Ashtoka Infosys. So they actually can tell you exact amount of the course and all. Okay? We charge on the batch basis. I don't I know how no clue like what they charge on individual students. Okay. So I'm really sorry I cannot answer that question because I don't know frankly.